Hey, Dwight. Thanks for checking in. Can you let me know in the chat? Can you hear me? And what do you see? I'm not sure what I'm actually broadcasting, but I'm thankful to have you, Dwight, as my audience so you can tell me what's going on. I'm testing OBS software. Hello, Anfield Road. I don't really have a show going on here, but I am looking for feedback to make sure you can hear me and see me and what you can see on the screen. So, uh, on the pic, can you see part of the screen is me and part of the screen is just a still image from my other monitor? Is that what you're seeing? I can tell you the streaming thing is a little weird. It's kind of a one-way thing, right? I'm just talking to myself and and waiting for chats to tell me that there's somebody actually on the other side of this communication. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that Anfield Road layout in the loft. Um, Interesting. All right. So you can see a lot of crap behind me. This is my new creative space inside. I don't think I've shown any pictures or done any videos of what this space looks like. You can see the wall way behind me is um, been painted and is pretty much ready to go. Just got to put a baseboard on there, and then I can start putting some furniture against that wall and trying to get it going. But this is awesome. I've been invited to be one of the co-hosts for Sidetrack Sunday, and so I've never done live streaming. Sorry, Lee. Sorry, Lee. I couldn't remember your name. I apologize. Um, and so I've invited to be a host on Sidetrack Sunday. We're still working out the details there, but I've never live streamed before, so I had to download software, hook up a webcam, and just try to get this thing set up and going. And so I did that. I'll try and clean up the background before I do an actual thing for Sidetrack Sunday. But speaking of Sidetrack Sunday, what is it that you all are looking for in a live stream? Do you prefer like a live demo? What to what is it that you like to see on a live stream? Because I was thinking, I'm kind of I maybe I'm an elitist, maybe I'm a jerk, I don't know, but just talking, and hanging out is of limited value to me as a viewer. I really want somebody to have some somewhat slightly curated content, just kind of like John at Schuylkill River Valley does, and others. Rick uh, at Holtz Bailey. I was always doing stuff online. All the guys on Sidetrack Sunday most of them seem to do something, but um, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this live stream opportunity. Yeah, thanks, Lee. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to do a little walk around of the building. I think in my first show, I realize it's pretty unusual for somebody to have an entire building they can dedicate to their hobby. And so, yeah, I'll probably but yeah, you're right. I think I need to start doing stuff. I have a couple of big projects that I've started barely. For example, I've got about 10 undecorated 50-foot boxcars that I'm going to label. I'm going to paint up and decal for my railroad. And so I can start doing that online. And I might start by doing a tutorial where I actually create the decal sheet that I'm going to print out and use to decal those cars. So that's kind of my initial thought is I would do that. I do maybe a series on how to make your own decals. But then I would use decals that I made during the show to label the cars. So I think that would be cool. Right, Lee. Yeah, having a camera pointing down on the workbench as I'm working is going to be required, and I've learned my lesson. I created an kind of a framework of inch and a half pipe over my workbench previously, and put the camera on it. It moves too much. The workbench moves, and so I'll probably mount the camera on the ceiling, actually, I'll mount the camera to something that's actually mounted to the ceiling of the building. That way it won't move when I'm touching the workbench or exerting force on something on the workbench. The camera will remain stationary. So, yeah. Thank you, Lee. I need to, I haven't been able to produce, I haven't had a hobby space uh, that was really usable for me for years. Um, and so so this is awesome. I've started to create a few things. I'm working like crazy on the space itself, trying to clean it up. Baseboards, painting, ceilings. I did the floors. The workshop itself is still lined in 4 inches of pink foam insulation. I'm going to have to peel all that off in order to get the get that workshop area cleaned up, open up the air conditioning vents in there, replace some windows, probably. A lot of work to be done in there. My wife's going to have a little grow room for her plants also in this space. That's in better shape. Hello, Floyd. How are you doing? Thanks for dropping in. This is really just a test, as I've told the other guys here. Um, it's just a test of live streaming software, and what I'm going to be using when I've been offered the opportunity to be one of the co-hosts for Sidetrack Sunday, so I have to learn about live streaming. So that's what I'm doing. Um, so I'm thankful for you all to be here, being a little bit of an audience for me. So Floyd, I've already asked Lee and Dwight what they'd like to see in terms of live streaming. And Lee has already indicated he likes build live streams where actually something is being done build wise. What's your commentary on that? What do you like to see in a live stream? What's your favorite thing to see? Just hanging out and interacting with the chat, actually creating something. Excuse me. So I want to do something that I think will be enjoyable and entertaining for the majority of the audience. So, um, if you guys do you guys think a tutorial on how to make your own decals is something that is going to be of interest to people, or no? That would be I guess my first question, because honestly, I have to say, making and applying decals is probably my favorite part of the hobby. And so, to me, it's interesting, but it may not be interesting to everybody else. I get that. So, okay, cool. That's good to know. That's good to know. I'll tell you one of the main messages I've gotten from running this test, and I really thank you guys for your input and interacting with me here, is you need to have a lot of stuff prepared. You need to have material prepared in order to keep things going. So I'm going to, I'm a fan of curated content. I think that, for example, podcasts, the good podcasts are the ones that have curated content, not where they just have somebody come on and they ask them, when did you start playing with model trains? That's only moderately interesting to me, if at all. But when they really talk about meaningful stuff and they have what I'll call curated content, to me, that's the best thing to watch. I'm really getting some value. Thank you, Floyd. I appreciate your perspective on this and sharing that with me. That means a lot. Um, I'll tell you the other thing that's kind of amazing about live stream. I didn't expect this. Uh, yeah, Lee, your content is great too. I do appreciate the effort you put into your stuff. Boy, but this live streaming, I mean, I went on yesterday. I didn't even have a camera set up. That was that basic. And I went on, and Trackside Mike joined the stream in like 3 seconds. I was totally unprepared. I had my phone going and getting feedback. It was really hilarious. And I only stayed on for about 30 seconds because I had no idea what I was doing. But true enough, Dwight. True enough, Dwight. You've got to keep people engaged. Part of the reason why I asked you whether what I was proposing had any interest at all. But I'd love to hear what you. Well, of course, of course, you like to add your 2 cents, Floyd, and that's the beauty of being in the chat. And I've been exclusively in the chat for years. I haven't even considered um, doing live streaming until this came along. So, Dwight, I've got to visit your one of your live streams. I don't think I've hit your live streams, so I'll do that because I like what you do and I like interacting with you in the chat. So I need to support you and get on your live stream. And I do. I mean, tell me what you guys do in order to find a live stream. Are you just looking for the red dot in the list of subscriptions and clicking on it just to chat with somebody and interact? Or do you plan on going on certain live streams and you're looking for an announcements? Because I don't know exactly how to publicize the live streams and make those happen. So why do you say that live streams aren't for you, Floyd? I'd like to hear because that might be some insights for me into what I should do differently than you've done. I'd love to gain from your experience. I really would. Well, I guess I could do a little show and tell here, but I guess that's about all. I don't really have anything prepared, and I do have to break at 4:30 at the latest for a work call. But I don't know if you all have interacted with these people at Bespoke Rail, but this is a nice product. Okay, Lee, thank you. That's a good pointer. These Bespoke Rail, I know I did a video about these where they did a custom mug for me of my railroad, but they have this is Bessemer Lake Erie, I think it's called, and this is from my brother who's also a train guy. Good point, Floyd. So um, you get a notification that I've gone online, I guess, that I've gone live if you're online, is what you're saying. I remember your participation on her stream. I think it was about her T-shirts. Was it, Dwight? Um, and I have a T-shirt from her, but unfortunately, I guess all she had left when she gave me a T-shirt was she had 5X, so it's like a bed sheet. But but I do have it, and I do need to. I do need to do a video of that. I did promise her that when she gave me the shirt, so I need to do a quick promo for her and Ray. So, at any rate, if you're looking for a Christmas gift to give to a railroad person who's interested in railroads or railroad history, I would check out the Bespoke Rail site. These mugs are amazing. I'm not getting any compensation from Bespoke Rail, but I mean, really, this thing was keeping ice in solid form for all day in Texas. That's saying something. So I do recommend these bespoke rail things if your Christmas is right around the corner, unfortunately. So, well, only unfortunately because I'm unprepared. What, you don't remember what you were on Tammy's show for? I'm pretty sure it was about the shirt, but I may be thinking of one of your videos, Dwight, where you talked about the shirt. So, but no, this is really great commentary. Appreciate the information that you guys are giving me. How clear is the image that you're getting? Like this flower image, you're just seeing a scroll of some of my better photographs that's playing on another monitor here to my left. But is all that really clear? Am I clear enough? It didn't seem like my old webcam was focusing very well, so I played around with the sharpness and stuff to get it better, but it's not quite as crisp. I'm pretty picky about photography, and I don't know that this view of me is as crisp as I'd like, but I don't know. Maybe it's good enough for a live stream. I don't know. All right, cool. Cool. That's good to know, Lee. Lee, what part of the UK are you in? Are you in the South? I guess Anfield Road, I should know where that is. I apologize. I'm not that much of a geography guy. Boy, this Sergeant Rock poster, and I did a video about this. I had so much fun creating this. Just really cool. Oh, I see, Floyd. Yeah, yeah. I'm wondering if there's some way to, go mobile. I don't know if I could do this from my tablet and walk around using the tablet and be able to see what I was doing. I'll have to see. Floyd, do you use Card or OBS or some other software for your streaming? Thanks, Lee. Liverpool, big city, industrial city, probably a lot of railroad action there. So, yeah, Lee, I don't know how old you are if you remember the Sergeant Rock comics. I think the last Sergeant Rock, except for special issues and that sort of thing, was in 1988. I'm really dating myself. But the artist that did that, Joe Kubert, I didn't realize growing up, I missed a huge opportunity. I was born in a little town called Dover, New Jersey, obviously named after Dover on the English coast. And I lived most of my early life up until I went to university in a town that was 5 miles away from Dover. And I didn't realize that Joe Kubert lived in Dover. And not only that, he had a school teaching people how to draw comics. And in my youth, in my high school years, I won all kinds of awards for my art and was pushed pretty hard to go to art school instead of ultimately going to law school and to go to art school. So I could have easily gone to Joe Kubert's school and maybe had a career in art or in comics, and I blew it. Of course, I didn't know that Joe Kubert had this school until I was probably in my 50s. So it was 30 years too late. He had passed away. Oh, okay, Floyd. So you haven't actually tried to do the live streaming. Okay. But Lee, you do live streams, I believe. And I'm wondering what software you use and what you recommend with respect to software and hardware. That would be valuable information. I downloaded OBS. It's free. It's what Ray Bobel uses. So it came somewhat well recommended. So that's what I've downloaded. And it's not completely intuitive, but it seems to be working. So Plumber. Wow, amazing. Part of the magic of live, this is my first live stream ever, Plumber. So thank you. I mean, I don't count the 30-second abortion I had yesterday where Trackside Mike showed up and I didn't even have a camera running. But I'm trying to get prepared to live stream for Sidetrack Sunday. I've been invited to be one of the co-hosts there and have a monthly show. So that's what I'm up to here. So I don't really have any prepared content, which is not really how I think the live stream game should be played, frankly. I think there should be curated content and there should be some action going on. Okay, Lee, so you use StreamYard and Plumber uses StreamYard. Okay. Oh, so there's a independent YouTube app that you could use? Interesting. Interesting. I didn't realize that. I like the plunger emojis. Very nice. So I take it, Dwight, you use the free StreamYard? Because it looked like the next level up was like $250 a year or something, which was pretty extreme. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is, you guys have been really providing me a lot of information and I appreciate it. So Plumber, the question I've asked the other guys on the chat is, what do you like to see in a live stream? What is your, what really gets you coming back? And the other guys were pretty big on, having a demo or have some modeling going on while the live stream is in progress, with an overhead camera showing what's happening. And that all makes sense. And I'll certainly try and do that. But I'd love to get your opinion, Plumber, on what you'd like to see, what you think I should do on Sidetrack Sunday, for example. And no, I just know what I like. I know a lot of people like to chat, they like to talk, and that's all. And it's amazing how quickly you connect with people. Look at this. I was doing a 10-minute live stream to check my camera and just get a little feedback, and here I am, 25 minutes later or so, still talking and still interacting with you guys, which is so cool. But I'm just, I don't really, one of my complaints about Sidetrack Sunday is when there isn't curated content and it just becomes a yuck fest. And I have the same comments about a Modeler's Life podcast. There's not really any meaningful, helpful content being provided. And so I think I just think that makes it more valuable. But that's to me. I need to understand what the real audience wants. It looks like I'm getting a weird message from the control panel here that says YouTube is not recording. I don't know. I don't know that I care that it records. Do you all? Cool, Plumber. Thank you. Thank you for that. Plumber, more importantly, how's your health? I want to make sure that you're doing okay. You've had some serious stuff going on, and I hope you're well. I'm with you on DB Tech because me and electronics are not friends, and so anything he teaches is valuable stuff. Valuable stuff. But I am, just so you all know, I am going cold rail on my next layout. And so I'm going to go battery powered on my next layout and probably use those Tsunami. I have a couple of battery powered systems that I bought, and I'm probably not going to use them, even though I spent some money on them. I'm going to probably use Tsunami to control my locomotives. So that's as far as and that's not an insignificant amount of investment in electronic fiddling, because I'm going to have a dummy locomotive, a paired up. My plan is anyway to have a paired up locomotives, one fully powered, one just with lights, permanently attached to it as a dummy holding batteries. And then I've got the components to experiment with proximity charging. I may use it just to put a proximity charging unit on top of the locomotive when it's in the yard overnight and charge that way. Or maybe I may be able to set up something depending upon the range of the proximity chargers. I may be able to set up something where I can actually pull the locomotive up next to the side of a building and charge it that way. So, otherwise you're going to have some sort of a plug or a switch or something outside the dummy locomotive, the trailing locomotive, to get current in there to charge the battery. So I don't know. That's my objective. I had a pretty standard DCC layout years ago when DCC was first starting. Plumber, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. You're a man of high energy and you're passionate about the hobby and about your friends, and it's really cool to see. You're very inspirational. Very inspirational. So what are you what are you guys working on? As I said, I've got my 10 car. I've got two undecorated projects that are going on. One is I think it's 10 or 11 50-foot boxcars that I'm going to decorate for my home road. And another is one of the Athearn 5-unit well cars undecorated kits that I've started. And I have a bunch of Plano Model Works, I think that's the name of them, brass upgrade kits, etched brass upgrade kits to detail those up a little bit. Maybe not to the standard of current models, but good enough for me, and something that I can label up, that I can not label, but that I can decorate for my railroad in its current scheme. The 50-foot boxcars will probably be decorated in a pass scheme for the railroad. I've got kind of a history of my railroad and multiple versions of heralds to signify different eras. So, Lee, I admire that simple DC layout, and I've had a few of those. But the appeal of battery powered me is very high. No cleaning track, no worrying about reverse loop stuff. And I say I moved a little bit and went out of focus there. That was strange. So those are pretty attractive to me. And I'm not really an operator, so I'm not going to have a huge fleet of locomotives, a bunch of people coming over operating my layout, where I have to have a whole bunch of operating locomotives charged up and ready to go. So, but I have all this space, and so I don't know where my layout and my model railroad journey are going to take me. Yeah, you're talking about lighting buildings, and I know Lee mentioned that. You're talking in the chat about that. Have you all tried that just plug and play, whatever it's called, the Woodland Scenics? I understand that's really popular. So Plumber, are you going to be running that new European push-pull set that you acquired at Timonium? Is that part of the plan when you go to this new show around Thanksgiving? So Lee, you say you're on card kit build at Min. I guess I don't understand your comment. Are you building a cardboard kit? Is that what you're doing, Lee? Because I do like that stuff. I've got some videos on cardboard modeling, and I've made a whole bunch of containers with cardboard modeling. So I think that is really cool. Has a lot of possibilities. I'm wondering, Lee, if you've ever used any photographs as part of your cardboard modeling. I think that can really take it to another level. 26 by 4 is a pretty serious size layout, Lee. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm going to start out. I think I'm going to start out essentially building a module that's going to be part of the layout. Immediately when you come in the front door into this building, the first part of the layout you're going to see is going to be an intermodal yard, and that's where I'm going to start. So that'll have to be a module, or at least not mounted to the wall. Metcalf card kit build. Is Metcalf a manufacturer, Lee? I'm sorry. You've lost me there. You enjoy running at those shows, Plumber. So run on. Enjoy it. Run on. Yeah, I don't know what a Metcalf card kit is, Lee. So if that's a manufacturer, let me know and I'll check it out online later tonight and see what it is. Because I do like the card kits. I do like the card kits. And I think they're a way to, populate a layout with some structures and things while you're building final scenery. And okay, thank you, Lee. I'll check out Metcalf. I assume it's European prototype. I don't know. Have you done any videos on that? Am I not up to speed on your videos? If you haven't done a video on those card kits, please do, and I'll definitely check it out. I guess my first question for you, Lee, would be, oh, thank you, Dwight. I appreciate it. My first question to you, Lee, about your card models is what kind of adhesives are you using? Obviously you need a sharp knife, a straight edge to cut things out. And is it those cardboard buildings that you're lighting? That would be even more fantastic. Oh, it's like our Walthers kits, but those aren't card kits. You're saying this is a cardboard model, which I think you're saying, which is different. Okay, Floyd. Well, Floyd, I would say there's nothing that's going to motivate you more to make progress on your layout than to make videos about it. So I wouldn't procrastinate. I'd go ahead and make it, because I'm willing to bet, Floyd, that when you make a video of your layout, you're going to think, okay, what's the first thing I should do to improve this? What area should I work on next? Maybe finish. And that'll make you do it. One of the things that I recommend to everybody is write an article for publication. Not only does it, and I've done it a couple of times, I need to do much more, but not only does it get you published and get points for your master model railroader if you're interested in that, but it really makes you think about what you're doing step by step. You've got to document it. So when I'm doing an article, I go to bed and I'm thinking, okay, what's my next step? What's the step after that? Do I have the materials to get to the next? So doing the article step by step forces you to go step by step and actually finish, because finishing is obviously one of the hardest things about this hobby. Yeah, right. Plumber agrees with me, Floyd. Make your video. I guarantee you, I don't have a layout, so your layout's going to be a hell of a lot better than mine right now. So, you're going to have one fan right here, Floyd, and I think it'll really get you going. And Plumber, I still remember the fine, fun work you did on that module that you showed me at Timonium. So creative, and you really got into it, and that really inspired me. That was really good stuff. Sorry, checking text message. I'm still technically working right now. In fact, I've got to get off in 2 minutes. I will be shutting down the live stream, gentlemen. I apologize, but I've got to go and talk to some more lawyers about something else I'm working on as a lawyer for my company. Oh, and it is the card kit that you like. So I guess, Lee, you're using LEDs, which are cool, and so you're not creating any heat problems inside those structures. And when you say tacky glue, I guess I need more about that. Is that the brand name, Tacky Glue, Lee? Um, because I was using Elmer's Pro Bond glue when I was doing mine. Not sure I totally liked it. It dried awfully fast, but that's part of the beauty of working with a cardstock that's pre-printed is it goes quickly, dries quickly, right? So I do like that. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. That's encouraging, and you all have had great comments about what I should do, what you find enjoyable and entertaining, and I've got to process all that information. I wish I could do that immediately instead of instead of having to sit down and talk with a bunch of lawyers about potential litigation. But it comes with the territory. And this is not a political statement when I say that the legal system is a large part about what makes America great. We can create here and be protected. You know, I remember years ago reading an article in the Wall Street Journal about how entrepreneurs in China were moving to Africa because they could keep more of their profits and more of their ideas, and their ideas would be protected in Africa better than they would be in China. That's crazy, right? Well, your ideas are protected in the United States. So the legal system is, despite the pain and apparent inefficiency of litigation, it really does work. Okay, tacky glue is sold at the dollar store. Interesting. So is it like white glue then, Lee and Plummer? Is it kind of like Elmer's glue, tacky glue? Or is it different? Okay, Lee, I will send you an email. Let me make a note. Um, and I will send you an email to find out a little bit more. But you know what this tells you is there's a need for information about cardboard modeling, and you should make a video about it instead. But I will send you an email. All right, gentlemen, I am going to sign off. I apologize, but I've got to, as a acquaintance once said, bring home the donuts. So I've got to go back to work here. But I really appreciate your feedback, your chat, and just being here for me and helping me build out my digital presence and figuring out what the heck to do. So this has been awesome. So thanks a lot. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Take care, and I'll see you all online somewhere, and hopefully on my stream on Sidetrack Sunday whenever that happens. But I'll keep you posted. Thanks again, guys. Bye bye.